What if I told you that one of the most powerful ways to reclaim your leg strength, especially if you've been feeling that frustrating slowdown, a persistent weakness, or an unshakable fatigue, isn't hidden in a high-tech gym, a complex exercise routine, or even the latest miracle pill? What if the key to revitalizing those crucial muscles, the very foundation of your mobility and independence, was waiting for you right now in your own kitchen? Imagine discovering that a single, everyday food, when understood and utilized with a little bit of know-how, could start to reawaken your neuromuscular function in as little as 12 hours. This isn't a far-fetched dream, it's the cutting edge of nutritional science. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we approach muscle health, moving beyond just eating healthy to strategically fueling our bodies for power and resilience. If the thought of stronger, more energetic legs by tomorrow morning sparks your curiosity, then you absolutely cannot afford to miss what's coming next. This is about more than just feeling better. It's about reclaiming a vital part of yourself. Let's dive into a truly eye-opening piece of research that landed in the prestigious Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2023. Scientists observed adults over 50 and made a remarkable discovery. When these individuals consumed a specific type of nutrient-rich food in the evening, something incredible happened. By the very next morning, they saw measurable improvements in muscle protein synthesis. That's the process your body uses to build and repair muscle, and a boost in mitochondrial activity. Think of mitochondria as the tiny biological power plants within your cells, the engines that drive energy, recovery, and ultimately your strength. This is particularly critical for your legs, as they are often the first place we notice the creeping signs of age-related decline. But this isn't just about looking good or being able to take longer walks. It's about something far more profound: your independence, your confidence in your own body, and the quality of your years ahead. When leg strength begins to fade, it's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a cascade of changes. Climbing stairs suddenly feels like conquering a mountain. Your balance might become a bit shaky, making you hesitant. Your overall energy levels dip, and it's all too easy to chalk it up to the inevitable march of time. I'm just getting older. But here's a truth bomb. Your calendar age isn't the main villain in the story of muscle decline. The more significant culprits are often chronic undernourishment at a cellular level, a persistent low-grade inflammation simmering beneath the surface, and a disruption of your body's natural internal clocks, known as circadian rhythms. In essence, it's less about how many birthdays you've had, and far more about your internal biology, what you eat, when you eat it, and how these choices interact with your intricate nervous system and powerful muscles. This is about understanding how specific foods can kickstart your muscle energy, and we're going to explore exactly how. For decades, the prevailing belief was that muscle loss with age was primarily due to atrophy, the simple shrinking of muscle fibers from disuse or those inevitable hormonal declines. But neuroscience is now painting a far more detailed and surprisingly more hopeful picture. What researchers are uncovering is a game changer. Much of the muscle you think you've lost isn't actually gone. It's just disconnected. Imagine a powerful stereo system where the speakers are perfectly fine, but the wires connecting them to the amplifier are frayed or loose. The potential for sound is still there, but the signal isn't getting through. Here's what the science tells us. Starting as early as our 40s, the motor neurons, those critical communication lines that connect your brain and spinal cord to your muscles, especially in your legs, can begin to degrade or lose their efficiency. This disconnect leads to reduced electrical signaling. In simpler terms, your muscles aren't fully receiving the contract message from your brain. They're still there, capable and waiting, but they're essentially idle, offline. A groundbreaking study from the University of Calgary found that even adults experiencing declining leg strength still retain the structural potential for robust muscle activity. The real issue wasn't the muscle itself, but the neuromuscular signaling, the communication. The muscle wasn't dead, it was just waiting to be brought back online. Have you ever experienced that? You stand up from a chair and feel a moment of wobbliness for no apparent reason? Or perhaps you've noticed your legs tiring out much faster than they used to, even if your daily routine hasn't changed. That's not just aging in the vague sense. That's often a clear sign of this neural communication breakdown. And the truly exciting part? There are ways to repair it. Your spinal cord plays a crucial role here, acting as a vital relay station for movement commands. To maintain its signal fidelity, it relies on continuous nutrient-driven support. Think of your leg muscles as a team of highly skilled workers, and your nervous system as the foreman shouting instructions through a megaphone. If the megaphone's battery is dying, performance plummets. But if you can effectively recharge that battery, the team gets back to work, often with surprising speed. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is to fuel the neuromuscular junction, the precise point where your nerves meet your muscles, with key nutrients that restore signaling efficiency. Certain amino acids, B vitamins, and compounds that your body uses to make crucial neurotransmitters can dramatically improve this connection, sometimes within hours. And this is precisely where specific foods come into play. You're about to discover that this isn't just about feeding your muscles in a general sense. It's about reactivating them by providing the specific building blocks your nervous system craves to regenerate communication. So, before you even worry about building more muscle, let's ask a more fundamental question. Is your nervous system actually using the muscle you already possess? Often, leg weakness is far more about signal quality than muscle quantity. There's a fascinating moment, just seconds after you eat, when your body begins to scan what you've consumed. It's not just looking for calories, it's searching for specific molecular cues, signals that tell it what to do next. And one of the most powerful signals it eagerly anticipates is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is an essential amino acid, meaning your body can't manufacture it on its own. You absolutely have to get it from your food. But its importance stretches far beyond basic nutrition. Leucine is what scientists call an anabolic trigger. In simple terms, it's a direct message to your cells that it's time to grow and repair. Here's how it works, it's magic. Research clearly shows that leucine directly activates a critical cellular pathway known as mTOR, short for mammalian target of rapamycin. Imagine mTOR as the central control tower for muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle tissue. Leucine is like the finger that decisively flips the on switch in that control tower. A compelling study published in the Journal of Nutrition back in 2011 demonstrated this beautifully. Researchers found that a single meal high in leucine could significantly ramp up mTOR activity and stimulate muscle protein synthesis, even in older adults. This is incredibly important because as we age, our muscles can become somewhat resistant to these anabolic growth signals. It's like the on switch gets a bit sticky. But leucine has the remarkable ability to override that resistance. In fact, it's one of the very few nutrients scientifically shown to do so, and often within just a few hours of consumption. Have you ever eaten a meal that you thought was high in protein, yet you still felt tired or noticed a lingering weakness in your legs? The issue might not have been the overall quantity of protein, but the quality and, specifically, the timing of leucine intake. Many older adults, without even realizing it, consume just enough protein to prevent significant muscle breakdown, but not enough leucine at the right times to actively stimulate muscle growth and repair. This is why the source and timing of your protein are so profoundly important. A simple, actionable tool you can apply immediately is this. Focus your first substantial meal of the day around a food source that is naturally rich in leucine. Animal proteins like eggs, beef, chicken, and particularly whey protein are among the highest natural sources. You don't need massive amounts, just 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, which you can typically get from around 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein, is often enough to effectively trigger that mTOR pathway and switch on muscle repair. And if you're looking for a highly efficient shortcut, whey protein isolate is one of the best, as it contains an ideal ratio of leucine and other essential amino acids. This is why it's a go-to for athletes and increasingly for clinicians working with seniors who want to rapidly restore muscle function. But remember, this isn't just about muscle recovery in isolation. It's about reconnection. What's happening in your brain and muscles after consuming leucine-rich protein is more than just growth. It's enhanced communication. You're helping to restore a vital biochemical conversation between your nervous system and your muscle fibers. And the faster that conversation resumes, the quicker your legs can begin to feel stable, strong, and truly alive again. Every time you decide to move, to stand up, take a step, or rise from a chair, your brain initiates a signal. But this signal doesn't just zap directly to your muscles like an electrical current through a wire. Instead, it first gets translated into a chemical messenger, a vital neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Think of acetylcholine as the spark plug for your muscles. It's the neurotransmitter directly responsible for neuromuscular transmission, that precise, intricate process by which a thought in your brain becomes a physical movement. Without enough acetylcholine, your muscles don't fire properly. They might misfire, respond with a delay, or in some cases, simply fail to respond with the force you intend. This becomes increasingly critical as we age. Scientific studies have shown that both acetylcholine production and the sensitivity of its receptors can decline over time, especially in the motor neurons that connect to the muscles in our legs. This is one of the underlying reasons why even small lapses in balance or a noticeable delay in muscle response can become more common in older adults. But here's where the science offers exciting solutions. Research has demonstrated that choline, the precursor molecule your body uses to manufacture acetylcholine, can rapidly help restore this crucial signaling capacity. A 2012 review published in the journal Nutrients highlighted that increasing dietary choline can significantly boost acetylcholine synthesis in less than 6 to 12 hours, especially when the brain is actively demanding motor coordination, like when you're moving.